So in the last episode, I talked about the Python data types. So we know we have integers, strings, floats, booleans, doubles, and those are the main primary data types. That is the same for C Sharp, C++, all the languages, and Lua if you're wanting to learn that, Roblox Lua, and regular Lua. Now, in this episode, I'm actually going to talk about conditional statements such as if and then and decision making. So an if statement is essentially if something, then do something. So if, let's say, a equals true, right? We end that with a colon. Then we press enter, we'll print a is true, right? So we see if a is true, then it'll print a is true. That's what a conditional means. Now we have if, so if the variable or the object is equal to, with the double equal signs, the is equal to the variable or equal to the parameter. False. It could be false. It could be any other variable. You could do a. If a is equal to a, which it is, and it will print a is true, right? But in this case, I'm just going to do true. So if a is equal to true, the variable of a, using boolean, like a boolean expression like this. If a equals false, right? Now we see a equals false. So in this runs, it would look if a equals true. And a is false, so that would not run. So it would say, okay, a is false, not equal to true, then we can't do this, right? So that means that we can't run it. Now you could also do this. If a equals a, print a is a. Now if we run this, run, we say a is a because this is conditional, right? It met the condition. We could also do, what else can we do with that? We could check if a is equal to 1. If a equals 1, print a equals 1. And then we notice it says, okay, nothing happened. It didn't print because a is equal to false. It's not equal to 1. Now if we do this, we'll notice a is equal to false, like this. See, we say a is equal to false. Now if we change this to true, the condition is no longer met. Now it won't print a is equal to false. Now we could actually do something. Now you may be asking, well, can I do other things too? Like, can I shorten up? If I wanted to use check for a bunch of objects without having to do if every 3 seconds, can I just do something else? Well, yes, actually you can. You can do else if, elif. So if a is equal to false, and that's not true, it'll check elif a is equal to true. We'll print a equals true. Well, notice it prints a is equal to true because it checked the first conditional. It said, okay, a is false, so that's not equal to true. And then it checked the second conditional. A is indeed equal to true, so we're going to run that. Now we could also do this. Elif a equals 5. Print a equals 5. And we can do elif a equals 9. And then we print a equals 9. Now if we do this, we'll notice nothing happens. But now if we change it to 9, we notice a is equal to 9. It prints this. If we change it to 5, a is equal to 5. Now we could also do something. What if none of this happens? What if for some reason the variable is not what it should be? Well, you could actually do this. You could do else. So if it's not this, and if it's and it's not that, and it's not this, sorry, and it's not this, and it's not this, then we're going to do an else. It's literally just else, print a. So if a is not equal to any of those things, we're going to print a. And we notice it prints 10 because a is 10. And we can do a is 15. A is this number. See, a is equal to that number. And then we could also do false, right? and we run false, and we'll see, okay, it doesn't print this, and it only prints A is false. So essentially, this is what this does. It checks if A is false. If A is false, we're all good, then it'll print. If A is not false, it'll check if A is true. If A is true, then we're good, and we'll print true. If A is not equal to true, and then it'll check. If A is not equal to true, it'll check if A is equal to 5. If A is not equal to 5, then it'll check if A is equal to 9. And then if it's not equal to anything, if it's not equal to true and it's not equal to false, it's not equal to 5 and it's not equal to 9, it'll check. It'll just say, okay, well, it's not equal to anything, so we're going to go ahead and tell you what the value is. Now, in real-world application, this would be used for telling, hey, if there are objects inside of here, then, or if there's a certain amount of numbers in a string, or if there's a certain amount, if this number equals this, then we're going to break the program. Or do something like that, right? We're going to go ahead and print something and say, hey, this happened, and we're going to stop. This is good for many things, and I'll teach you more in detail in the next episode, but right now I just need to teach you the basics of conditional statements.